today, I'm literally talking to individuals that I have not even spoken to in months, but they are on Clubhouse as well. A lot of times I come across people in the market in real life that I've met at networking events, people that have joined our Facebook group from our networking events that didn't know us before. And when we talked about intentional relationship building, that was one of the things that I thought was really interesting about like how do we intentionally build relationships and actually create those um, you know, um, type of relationships with people that we want to have in our lives that can, like how we say, for some of us, we're like, hold our capacity. Like, I mean, we just really want people to understand us and to be there for us when we need them. That's really all that is. And to some of us, we are growing and changing in life. And, everyone can't really handle that. So being in a space where you have other people that you can kind of pull from, learn from, grow from, like that's really what, we do in community. And so I honor the WIN community because we've always transitioned and grown with so many different changes. So I want to talk about that today because some of the things that we do, especially if you're a member in our community, you may not even know that you're missing out on all of these perks. Like you, like we have so many paid members in our community, and like we have places like some of like I see Holly here. That was such a great, yeah, it was such a great topic. And I mean, if you're in our spaces, as far as like the clubhouse rooms, that's the audio space, right? And so community is really important because you can pull from different areas that you don't even know anything about. So we'll have people like we have an internship program where we come in and we train them. And that audio place is a safe zone so that they don't feel like, dang, I gotta jump on a live or I have to like, you know, I don't know. Some people feel embarrassed, like they don't know what to say or how to say it. So we've really created spaces, especially if you're a member, where you can show up. And so that's the first thing I want to start with, right? And what I said I was going to do, if you're on the live stream on the Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube channels, then what I want to do is I want to talk about and share my screen too when it comes down to some of the perks that members get. Because here's the thing, we have we do have floor level memberships, but one of the things that I've noticed is that we have members that are like elite, and one of the opportunities when you actually are a paid member is that you get featured. And I was talking to Charlene, and I said to Charlene, y'all know Charlene Linton. We just did her winterview. That's what we called it. And I was just talking to her about it. And I said, we never featured you on a live stream. And she was like, oh, really? And so here's some of the things that I thought was very interesting is that, and we're going to be emphasizing this for your memberships as well, is that if you're not getting your features, if you're not going on your live streams, if you're not, getting on stages with our support to like do your own public speaking, whether it's on Clubhouse, LinkedIn, even if you want to host a workshop, like some members, and we've had workshops hosted. Shout out to our corporate partner, Miss Ernest Cummings, because she's always showing up in different ways, and the support is heavy there. Like, I mean, one of the things that I love is that showing up for yourself really does allow you to get more involved with how those membership perks actually benefit you. Because one of the things I love so much is that when we were doing the morning atmosphere and the co-working spaces, and then I combined that together and saw my development, my growth in that month, that was empowering. And then, of course, Charlene and other members joined us. And so there are some spaces there that are like available to you. But if you're not, if you're not aware, if you're not involved, if you're not in the WIN portal, which is, it's very interesting because I call it a portal, but I don't even know if I've ever shown y'all the portal physically on these live streams here. I've only done it in the members orientation. So if you've never like signed up for a members orientation, if you never signed up for a members meetup, right? A virtual meetup, like these are the areas that we get to support you through your growth. As a growing community, we always honor the fact that you can grow with us. So that's really where the sauce is. And so I want to show y'all this on the on the live here because this actually got me excited. when I took all of my apps off of my phone. And Sarah, I wish Sarah could come on this live stream, but Sarah, our programs manager, said that she did not like the laptop version of this. She said she liked the phone, the mobile version, but she didn't like the laptop version of the app. And there were some discrepancies that we found too in the app. So I said, let me test out what it looks like here on the laptop. So I'm going to show y'all that, and I'm going to show you as I share my screen here on these lives. So if you're on the Instagram channel, you won't see the actual screen share, but you will be able to kind of walk through what it is that we're doing in our community, so that you can see if there's something you can get involved in. Projects, programs, conference, meetups, virtual events, all that stuff is available for you. Okay. So I'm going to start here because when we go over to the W.I.N community membership portal, or the website, it's not the portal. So let me share my screen. How about that? And I'm going to be doing these lives again on Mondays at 2 p.m. We used to do like a networking room on that day, and at that time. And because Sarah is doing her networking room on Mondays, now I'm moving my networking rooms on Tuesdays. So I'll be able to do the Monday updates for you at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'm going to tell you guys something that I've really, I've been watching, is that, if you're not attending these things, if you're not like actually watching the lives and seeing like what the heck is she talking about, like membership perks, right? If you're not actually going to the website and looking at it, then what happens is you miss out on the opportunity, and someone's going to get it, right? Someone's going to take advantage of, doing a workshop. We've had that happen so much in the past. And as we've grown these projects, and this is kind of what I'm seeing, because if you haven't gone to the website yet, then you probably haven't looked at any of our projects. And if you haven't looked at any of our projects, then a lot of times what that means is that you may actually be a viable candidate for doing like a workshop, or let me get out of here, y'all, because I got to go to the page that I'm on. So you may be a viable candidate. You may want to do a workshop on your specialty, like right now. I have 2 projects. The breast cancer awareness project that's starting in October. We're launching it, but we're actually leading up to it. So we have someone that's coming live stream talking about her journey. She's going to be doing that next week. And also the week after, we're going to feature her on the podcast. If you have a survivor's testimony, if you're a woman that has a journey, or if you're going through something, right? This is the space for you, right? And so this project gives space for that. So if you're like a leader in those areas, you want to join that particular project. I have, I was on the phone all day yesterday, and that's shout out to Miss Pam Fields, who signed up as, to volunteer for the project, for the Bust Out project. And that is so empowering, because one of the things that I love so much, hey, Ari, one of the things I love so much is that the actual project includes some things that my mother has established to fight domestic violence in the past. Not domestic violence, I'm sorry, that was another campaign. This one has the health fairs, so I love that, and the survivors panelists. But the other one, the domestic violence awareness, that's the Rise Up project. So you have like right there 2 projects that's coming out in October. And we haven't even like started turning the wheels yet on those projects, but we have people, because we've already like put out the word, talk to our community, and shout out to our members, especially like, I just want to take this moment to shout out like Courtney in New Jersey, who has been such a huge connector. I know that she was one of the first people to come to our New Jersey meetups when we first had them. We have, so many things that have arisen from our connections, and we brought on so far, I believe 6 or 7 actual speakers for these projects, and they're also volunteering. And we have so many things that are happening behind the scenes with these projects that if you are not going to like the website and looking at it. And I'm going to pull it up here for y'all, because if you look at, and honestly, this WIN project part is supposed to be on the other side. So if you pull up the projects, you're going to see where you can read about each project and how to get involved. And this is an area where we've been focusing a lot, because we have, like, I just got off the phone with one of the managers at Coca-Cola locally. They do major sponsorships to local businesses and nonprofits. And one of the biggest things that I saw on their website was that one of their initiatives is big on health. And we have our Healthy Horizons project. So each of our project is something that you can volunteer for, is something you can donate to, is something you can use for, even a application to what you're doing in business. Shout out to Shannon Savoy, okay? Because Shannon, I was just talking to her today. She's our ambassador in Houston, and she was just saying to Allegra, like, how she's going after this amazing award. And she's like, I don't want to mess it up, Shannon. So y'all don't charge it to the head, not the heart. But she was really empowered by what she's doing with, something behind the scenes. So I don't want to say it, but I know that when she said it, it has so much to do with what we're doing in our community with the project. So I'm just like, it would be great to just have that community support for you, so that we can be behind you, 10 toes down, girl, we got you. But at the same time, you have something that's already built. You have something that's already, like, established, where if you need to build a panelist of speakers, we already have the panelist of speakers. You're just volunteering and adding it to your own project. And that's the benefit of membership. The benefits come with so many perks when you're actively involved. And that's where I always say, because sometimes, it can feel very crowded. Some people can feel very overlooked in communities. Some people can, sometimes I even feel overlooked in my own community. Y'all, like, let's just be real. Like, these are things that we may actually deal with. But I think that being able to build what we call the like, no trust factor, being able to talk about the uncomfortable things, being able to say, hey, these are the struggles that I'm having, allows you to bring more access from your community into your space, so that people really know how to support you. And I think that's really one of the things that I always love to emphasize for my community members is, if you are a member, if you are a paid member, right? Because we have a floor level, you definitely want to use your community dollars to fund and to fuel your own empowerment. So that was the WIN projects. And I know I'm just like keeping on this page, but I'll go down, y'all, because I don't want y'all to just be reading that. But we had the Pathways to Prosperity, job readiness training, entrepreneurship support, access to resources. These are things that I've been talking to a lot of organizations about, and they're so heavy, ready to support. And if you are basically like, so for this one, I'll go back up. We had the Pathways to Prosperity. And Toria, actually, like, for this one, we launched this and we're continuing to recruit to make sure that women understand how to empower themselves, to overcome financial challenges, to, gain independence. Right. That means that whatever happens, you are good. Your kids are good. Like, you don't have to worry about anyone, but you have your own back. And I think that that is a really good conversation to have, especially now in today's age, because we are in a new era. A lot of us have to take responsibility for, moving forward and saying, I have the capabilities to increase my favor, increase my faith, all that great stuff. Right. And so when you join these type of energetic places like this project, I scrolled down and it talked about what the impact is going to be. And the impact is powerful because it talks about how it empowers women to take control of their finances, right? Like, sometimes we don't feel like we have control over our money. Sometimes we feel like it is really like in the hands of other people, but you do have control over yourself. You have control over your choices. You have control over how you make those choices. And so it's really important to be financially empowered as a woman, because we look at the past and they haven't really had a lot of that, right? Like, I think even looking at relationships to today, I was talking to, what's this? I can't remember what her page was. But she does cash stuffing. And she said, it's really difficult because even to this day, sometimes we just will choose to not take on the responsibilities financially because it just feels very feels difficult. But we need to be empowered, educated. Career advancement was another one. Community support, right? Because you have to be able to build resources. So we have that. So if you are a financial literacy expert, if you know someone that is in a place where they can teach on, anything from business finances to personal finances, this is a project that you want to be a part of. Members get first dibs. We always make sure that if you are a member, you always get that, that I guess the first dib in the email approach, put it like that. So all the members get like that first email. If you are not on the email list as a member and you are not getting the communications, then you may be missing on a lot of things as well. Membership thrives when you are informed. And so I just wanted to show y'all that. I also want to show you another part of this website because y'all can look up those projects as you see fit. If you want to get involved in a project and you're like, that really is something I'm passionate about, that's what community is about. You get to live and thrive in your lane. Also, I want to show you where you can join and see that there are membership levels. Now, we have an orientation video that I put out that I wanted to make sure that was always up for y'all. We do have another orientation coming up too. So we do the orientations once every quarter, I believe we set it up, but then I think we added another month because there were so many questions, but we don't have a high attendance there. So if you want to find out more about the W.I.N community and you really feel a little lost there and you are a member, or maybe you're looking to join membership and you're just a little confused about like, oh, well, how do I get involved with that and what does that look like? This is the perfect time for you to pull up and ask questions. And here's what's so crazy is that if you don't stay for the whole time, if you miss it, you still have the replay. So it's always available. And I just wanted to emphasize that because every time I go to this site, I'm like, that replay is on YouTube. So, and I get a lot of questions in my DM. So instead of sending y'all these videos, I do try to answer your questions to the best of my knowledge. Instead of resending documents and things like that, we do try to keep our community members informed and up to date. It is a lot of work to run a community. We are in 3 different states right now. And I just want to shout out to Houston, Atlanta, of course, where I'm at, and New Jersey. Our members in each state is what makes our in-person meetups thrive. Our members around the world are what make us thrive in general. I do want to encourage, though, because I was just actually having a conversation and we were talking about, there are so many people that are benefiting and involved with community, but aren't signing up for membership. And so I really am curious about that, right? And I said, well, what is it about the members that are coming to events that aren't signing up, And I think that the more we inform you about what it is required to actually show up for these things and how you can show up, I think it's going to empower you to want to be more involved. I think also, the benefits that we have given out, like I told everyone over a year ago, I was like, enjoy them now because this is the time. Like, this is actually the time. We are, if you didn't notice, New Jersey has closed down their open group chapter. So if you were in the New Jersey chapter, you no longer can just invite any of your friends and, let them post anything in that group to get support. Like, that's no longer available. They have, locked that group down to make sure that the people that have showed up, became members, and really want to take advantage of that value, that they are now in that safer space and that they get to actually be combined with other people who want to be in that same space. The same way, Atlanta, we are still open group on Facebook, but we have lots of events all the time. If you know me as a leader here in Atlanta, I feel it is my responsibility to always make sure that you have some place to mix, mingle, talk to each other, whether it's virtually or in person. I think that always having something rolling in the minds of your members, like, so anytime y'all see me, that I'm always going to show up somewhere and I'm going to tell you about the win. And as much as it, pleases me to talk about like how much W.I.N has been such a, great additive to my life, I know that when you all show up and when you're involved, it just benefits everyone overall, even yourself. And so that's really the message, is that, and I love the fact that this too is so, and this is so funny to me, because we have, Sarah and I were talking about the city members and how city members can get more involved. Because if you're a member in our local city and you're not coming to our in-person meetups, or you're not coming to the virtual meetups, or you're not really like seeing any of the networking rooms, then what's happening is that we don't know anything about what you're doing in your business. We don't know anything about what's happening behind the scenes. So there's no way we know how to track and support you. And the crazy thing about it is that we do check-ins on our members. So sometimes you will have us check in and say, hey, I haven't seen you post for a while. How are you doing? You will see us, just kind of like make sure that you are okay, because things happen in life. And we know that we want to make sure that you're emotionally and physically okay as well. But I think it's so important for us to always remind you that, if anything halts in your positioning here in WIN, like if you're like, oh man, like I just got tired of doing that, we're never going to stop. Like we just are always rolling, going and going and going. So I hope that you all just keep up with the vehicle. I hope that you stay in tune with the membership perks. Like I said, I literally, and I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited. I just want to thank, people in the community that are always pouring in, because something is something very interesting, that there's such a benefit to being in a space where you know that you're in the right place. But it's also really great when you have other people in such an alignment with you that you don't even have to be around them. They don't have to say nothing, but you're all growing at the same pace, at the same structure, supporting in the same way. I think that's powerful. So I'm over here just kind of like, this is like, I'm really excited. Also, you will find some of our materials here in Atlanta. Shout out to Broadway Diner. We got to shout them out because Broadway Diner sponsored our Connect Her to Win conference 2024. If you have not gotten tickets to the conference, you are sleeping. The thing about that is the conference, we're filling up with more speakers and sponsors than we are WIN exhibit vendors. So I just want to kind of emphasize that too, because as a vendor, that is all Thursday. All Thursday. We're going to have all vending all Thursday. And so I visited a vendor's women's makers market this past weekend. And some of y'all saw that on my story. And what I want to do is I want to show y'all. Let me get off this screen because I just have this members orientation video sitting up here, and I forgot to scroll down for the people on the other live stream. So just talking, that's all. So here we go. It's basically 3 different initial levels. We have the WIN Basic member. It's complimentary access for anyone who wants a taste of WIN. WIN Elite member is $19.99 a month, and you can upgrade that membership at any time to VIP, which is $4.99 a year. You're going to see the different perks, which are going to, it's a lot in there. When I think about, being a featured speaker in our virtual networking on Zoom, there are some of you that are members right now that have not been featured as a speaker in our virtual space. So if you are a member and you haven't gotten featured as a virtual speaker, you need to reach out to our virtual team leader, TC, okay, and let her know that you want to be a speaker at that networking event we have once every month. The next one, I believe, is on Sunday, and then we have another one on July 16th. So we're gonna, book out as far in advance as we possibly can, but we have to make sure that we know that you have an interest in being featured. We also have the mentors. We have a mentorship program, and this is an amazing program because it gives us an opportunity to not only nurture and support young minds. In partnership with Secret Miracles, we've been able to really look at how the school system is and how to really structure a lot of this information, for the youth. And so you'll see a lot more of that in the future because we do have some partnerships out there to really empower the youth. But we have mentorships, a mentorship program that allows you to be a mentor for these young college students. And the reason why that's so important is because a lot of times we're practicing building our businesses, we're practicing managing people. And if you have young minds that you can start to, cater to, teach, massage, right? They're going to learn how you do business. They're going to be appreciative because they understand that they're learning something they would never just, like you have to get a job and someone have to teach you that, you know what I'm saying? So you're giving them a valuable skill set while they're able to learn, probably more than you think they would learn, because they're able to do projects. They're able to work on any of the things that you may want them to work on, like social media, sending out letters, doing sales calls. I don't know. I use my interns for everything. But that mentorship program, we train you on how to be that best mentor and to use the WINternship program to guide these youth, these young kids into their, upper echelon of success. And that way you can also be able to do what you have to do to get things done in your business. And we go through a process to make sure that we meet, and we kind of share what the wins are in that program and give you an opportunity to grow with us. And so that has been very advantageous. I have my mentee and she's amazing. We have other shout outs to our other mentors in the mentorship program. So you can join if you are a member. Also, you can get those complimentary opportunities to be featured in the WIN blog. You can get featured at you can get a complimentary seat to the workshops as well as the in-person meetups. And we just have private community groups that you can get involved in as well. So I just wanted to emphasize that all of this right here is basically an avenue for us to collaborate, connect. If you also look at the different levels of the perks, you'll see that we have a winner's lounge. I'm going to have to end this live on Instagram. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to have to end this live with y'all because my battery is dying, but I will still be here on the live stream. So if you have any questions about WIN, if you feel like you want to get involved, but you don't know how, definitely connect with me, because I'm taking intentional time this week to make sure that I'm answering all the questions that you have, because we have so much moving to do that, at this point, I am taking on as many volunteers and as many support individuals as possible. So reach out to me, DM me, let me know where you want to put your place in this community. And I look forward to growing with you. All right. I'll talk to y'all later on Instagram, and I'm going to continue doing this live here on the other WIN channels. So I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Let me get out of here. And then now that I'm just here with you all. Oh, well, that's the Ghana. I'm not picking that up. So what I wanted to continue with y'all, and let me just post this before I lose it, because if I lose it, then unfortunately Instagram doesn't like to give it back. So, all right. It's not letting me do it. I'm not going to sweat it. So here, if I look at the Winners Lounge, these are areas where if you are a member, you pretty much get to deep dive, right? I told you that those membership groups are available. So if I go down to the membership groups, it gives you an opportunity to see all the different things that we share in the group feed. And the group feed, and see, I just posted a video in there. The group feeds consist of WIN leaders groups, accountability group. We have the virtual meetup groups, right? And we have all these different groups. And these groups have different people that have attended, been mentors. And we also communicate in these groups to let each other know what's going on in our businesses, how we can, support each other in different ways. So there's a lot of things that come with these groups when you are active in there. Now, some of the things that I know became an issue was logins. And I know that some of our members were saying that they had to use different logins for their WIN portal on their phone versus on the laptop. And so I figured that's a thing. So I just wanted to encourage everyone to just continue, just using whichever they feel comfortable, and knowing, what login you use. If it's the same login, I think it's fine. I think what's really important though is that you know where to find your information. So that's what this is really telling you, is like your information is vital for you to keep up with the success. Well, it's not even trying to save my video, y'all. With the success of each of these groups. So a lot of times if you're not in the group, like we have 38 members in this group, but I don't see anyone posting in a group, nobody's communicating. So I think that that's really where we need to start looking at. Are you active here? Are you looking and seeing if there's people you need to be connecting with? Do you even know anything about these groups, right? So that's really important. I also wanted to show off, like, we have all of our events and activities, and these are areas where if you want to get involved in your local city, if you want to get involved in one of the groups that, and this is one of our, oh y'all, look, that was one of our first Houston meetups right there. And that was I think that's the biggest Houston meetup we have. That's our Florida meetup. New Jersey meetup, they've been growing. They were sold out last month. And Atlanta, just chilling. Ariana, our co-founder. So here's the thing. We have so many different things that we have going on from Zoom meetings. So June 18th. We do have some people registered for this, but if you have not registered for the virtual meetup, then you're not getting the access emails. Then you're not getting the alerts. You're not getting, you may get the alert to say, hey, sign up and put your name on, but it's not going to automatically put you in the virtual meetup every single month. So I just want to make sure that's apparently known, because once you sign up for one meetup, you still have to sign up for the next meetup the next month. So you can get that code. Also, here, like I said, the new WIN members orientation. So that's going to also be on the same day. I believe that is at, oh, no. Hold on. The virtual meetup is on that Sunday. So that's got to be changed. So let's change that. I don't know why they're saying Tuesday. And then here we have the Tuesday for the WIN members orientation. So if you registered for the virtual meetup, and what happens is a lot of times, like if we have some things that are incorrectly scheduled on the back end, like this one, for example, I'm going to go back here and change that. And then I'm going to alert all the members that that time and that date was incorrect. So you'll still get the alerts and you'll still see where some of the errors are. But that is incorrect. But the new WIN member orientation is June 18th. This is where you get to know more about WIN and how you can get involved. Some of your questions just can't be answered on a live stream, right? You also have this in July. We have new things happening, right? Like the accountability in July involves everything from the morning cup of affirmation. So it's a morning cup of inspirations. We do goals, affirmations, and intentions every morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You must be an active member to join that stage, because that stage is so powerful. It literally gets your day going to the point where you feel refreshed, you feel rejuvenated, and you feel like, okay, I actually did something for myself before I went out into the world and did something for everyone else. So that's what the members accountability call is, on every single morning, Monday through Friday. And then we have the actual group itself, where you can go into the group, which I showed y'all what the groups look like, right? And then you can start communicating in the group by dropping all of your goals, affirmations, and intentions while you say it in our clubhouse room every morning. And you can also go and register for the co-working space, which is every third Thursday of the month. And that way you can actually get involved in how to get the work done. It's not about, I said I was going to do it. It's about, I said I was going to do it. I went to go do it, and it's done. And so we want to stop leaving, unfinished work on the table. So that co-working space helps you do that. It's an hour at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every third Thursday of the month. Also, you see that you can buy tickets here for the Chick Fiesta. That's at El Val ATL Networking Meetup. Like I said, ATL has things all of the time, baby. So basically, the Sunday, July 21st, this is going to be a special one, because we actually have our own special drink or cocktail that they're going to be making for us, a little bit of bouginess. And it's going to be really nice because we're going to have gourmet food, drinks, and games. And I really want to make sure that we have fun and networking here. I have been, this is one of my favorite places in Atlanta, El Val, and the atmosphere is absolutely beautiful. The elegance there is absolutely beautiful. They even have a patio that you can go out and just kind of enjoy the midtown air. The rustling of the cars and the trees at the same time is beautiful. So I look forward to meeting y'all there because in Atlanta, we really do enjoy going out, networking, and being a part of, each other's spaces and just having a good time. We love that in Atlanta. So if you have not been a part of those meetups in Atlanta and you're in town or you're local and you're just like, oh, I haven't gotten out the house yet, you better get your ticket now and make sure that you get yourself on the list because it is always limited seating. Okay. And if you are a member, you automatically get in the door. You don't have to worry about paying for a ticket because our members get complimentary access when they start at the elite level. Also, we have other things coming up. Of course, August Accountability. New Jersey has their events scheduled out as per usual. And Miss Sarah and Ali on the 11th of August are going to be doing cupcakes, connections and cupcakes. And this is going to be very interesting. Sarah always has a very special place in my heart with her unique ability to be creative and just to own it. So make sure that y'all attend the New Jersey meetups. Sarah and Ali are our leader and ambassador out there. And the other surprise, this one is so cool. I just love every time I scroll to this one. It's the first annual meetup for the W.I.N. Women into Networking W.I.N. We're having our first annual meetup. And, I already shouted out our first we call them brand sponsors, but for Broadway Diner, they are family oriented, very nice, located in Fayetteville, Georgia. And if you ever are local to a Broadway Diner, because I believe they stretch out all the way to Florida, definitely stop in, support them. They are so good. They have a broad menu that is so delicious. And one of the number one things of why I wanted to partner with them and really let everyone know they're about the conference and how we need their support and how we want to support them is because they are so family oriented and they just know exactly how to treat people. And I love their intentionality as well. So, okay, perfect. So I want to make sure that I mention that. I also know that if you look at the Connect Her to Win, and let's go into because I was going to go over a couple things. I went over the projects. I haven't gone over the programs yet. One of the things that I love about the momentum here is that a lot of us, and here's the thing, I think, and I've heard this before, it was like, well, you can lose the momentum, right? If you don't have a lot of things going on. But here's what we're doing, y'all. We are taking a mini break of all of the excitement because I'm telling you that this Connect Her to Win. This is the biggest W.I.N meetup of the year. And as people are thinking about things, right? Like we have a panelist of keynote speakers. We have the W.I.N vendor exhibit. We have the Connect Her to Win bougie book, which is that bougie book is so cute, y'all. I mean, I was putting together the slides and I was talking with our W.I.N event planner. I was looking at all the different components of, how this event is being put together. And granted, I mean, nothing is perfect. Like I did not expect anything like this. I'm thinking, well, we just have a little meetup or whatever. This is huge. And because it's, reigned the capacity of so much, like we have an award ceremony, we have the VIP dinner, we have the networking mixer. There's just so much that's involved here that if you don't get into this space early on where you can get, secure your sponsorship, secure your interest, the actual hotel rooms are not released until you get your tickets. So, we don't expect you to go up there and get our special, perks because you do have to go through the community access to get into the blocked spaces. Because we have blocked rooms for y'all. Okay. So make sure that you get into the vendor, the W.I.N vendor exhibit. We started out with $100 submission fee. It recently went up to $200. And so if you have, recently submitted like a interest or anything like that for the W.I.N vendor exhibit, I will honor the $100. You just have to mention it to me when you reach out via email or phone. Also, there's just the full itinerary, like look at what you're going to be doing, look at how you're going to be featured if you're a sponsor. One of the biggest thing, our trailblazer sponsor, our first one to sign up, Miss Ernest Cummings for Secret Miracles. I just want to shout her out because she gets all of this good stuff, the booth setup, the of course all of our, I think, catalysts and above, we have it, you get a booth at the vendor exhibit, right? But then think about the fact that we are right now in June, and we're already promoting Miss Ernest on our blogs, on our social media channels. We're already giving her, her opportunities to, and she's going to be getting a lot more too, because the landing page is actually being like worked on, so we can make sure that her feature is exactly where it needs to be, because that is a very special place, right? That gives an opportunity for not only you to see like how people support us, but also where they are in all of our community spaces. And you'll see Secret Miracles is everywhere, y'all. So you gotta go support, become a vendor, get out there and get your business noticed. If you're not really sure if you're going to be there for the full 3 days, because we have everything from platinum to even branding the entire rooms. Like you can brand a breakout session. This is one of the things that I was saying, like this is nothing. Like people are snatching stuff like this up because they know the value of being able to be shown over and over and over again to an audience. And there's something about the feeling and being encompassed in a brand arena, right? Like just think about when you go out to games and stadiums and you see like those big, areas where they'll brand the entire, box. You feel special. It's different up there. So there's some opportunity there. We're actually in conversation with Coca-Cola to do a lot more with this entire promotional avenue here, because they may be supporting us in a whole different way than I ever imagined. So stay tuned for that. And then we also have a la carte sponsors, which are the directory listing. This is where you actually get to put your actual information in the listing. So when people leave the conference, they don't have to wonder where do I find that person's information, right? They don't have to wonder like how do I get back in touch with them? And I wish I had the book to show y'all what it looks like, but it's so cute. It's so cute. And it also has walkability guides and things like that in there. But the company listings, the sponsor listings are going to be in there. They're going to be ad features in there to give people that reminder. There's also, single banner placements, because we do have that huge banner as soon as they walk in to the entire conference, and that's the first thing they see. And that banner is absolutely incredibly big. So I'm really excited to see what that looks like when it's all complete. So definitely make sure that your logo is on that banner. The virtual, I said, exhibit vendor, we already know what that's like. I said I will honor that $100 if you already put your interest in. And there's also conference rooms. If we have a sponsor already on that breakout session room, then of course you cannot, get your QR code and put your name on it. But this is just for the exterior. This is just for when the people walk in and that they get to see like, oh, okay, they sponsored this room. And we also put the materials in our bougie bags, and we give out, complimentary things like the logo on the t-shirts and things like that. But you actually want to make sure that when you sponsor a conference room or a breakout room, that we actually have room for it. We only have a limited amount of room for breakout room sponsors, and this would be partly part of that sponsorship. Sponsor logo and W.I.N photo ops backdrops. We're going to have a few of these. So you have so much opportunity. And I want to make sure that you get into this space, because these are the places where people are going to be taking pictures. getting their photo ops, bringing that photo ops back home with them, and making sure that, other people know, hey, I went to the W.I.N conference. It was bougie as expected. All right. And making sure that, you prepare to come back. So that's the conference. Okay. And I wanted to make sure I emphasize that because a lot of questions there. And let me see, what did we miss? This under more, we have projects, donations, event sponsors, fundraisers. We pulled out the Pop and Win fundraiser, but we didn't really have a lot of support pull up this time. It was very powerful because Houston pulled up. I don't know what they did the last time with the fundraiser, but it seems like they definitely did some magic. So we're gonna we have this fundraiser once a month for the whole community to participate in. But a lot of times you'll see that we do this fundraiser all of the time. You can always support, you can always pull up, tell your friends. Fundraisers in general, we have several different ones, which are basically like, and let me go ahead and pull this up for y'all because I know what it looks like, but you don't. So with the information that we have on our fundraisers, it's just giving you like the basics. And then at the bottom, you'll see, the different types of fundraisers that we set up for you to actually participate in. If you want to donate to some of our campaigns, if you want to donate to our W.I.N donation store, you can actually get a peruca. No, a lot of people don't realize if you like, if you get lazy like me and you just don't want to do your hair, you can just buy a peruca. But every time you purchase from the donation store, it goes to our mission. Same thing with Giving Tuesday. We have a fundraiser on Giving Tuesday every year. You can give. And then also I Fund Women, you can give. And these actual donations are part of what we call our I Pledge donations. And I'll show y'all what that looks like because we have Pledge to Win campaign that is going on right now. And I'm going to tell y'all about that. Also, I want to make sure that the members know this too, because there's a lot of information here, right? So a lot of times when members are looking for things, like when we say, hey, we launched our podcast and we have things going on. If you missed that podcast launch and you didn't get to see that come out, then what you want to do is you want to go to our website and you want to go to the podcast page. And this is going to take you to any of our podcast stories, right? And then, I know that here we have it on our page, but also, and Sarah's story was absolutely incredible. So y'all have to listen to the replay. But you can also Google it. So if you want to Google W.I.N Community Podcast, you can, and you'll see us on every single channel. I also want to say that there's a file share here. Make sure this is the right one because this should be the one where if you go down into this, so you'll see like W.I.N conversations, live streams, workshops, interviews. When you go below here, this gives you an opportunity to see all the things that we say. Hey, you can go in and you can pull from old, just old files and things that we've done in the past. A lot of the workshops, W.I.N conversations, and live streams, interviews, they are here, even though they're also located on some of our live streams still, like how we're talking now. We will eventually be pulling all of that stuff down so that it's a little bit more private to our community members and the people who join. So I just want you to stay abreast and very aware of the journey, how you can use your membership perks to get more involved. There's the W.I.N Academy. You can go down and listen to all the different things that are happening, files, audios, virtuals, live streams. The conference is here, so make sure that you join the conference. And if you're in Atlanta, you also have an event to come through before the conference starts. And I did not review the W.I.N programs thoroughly, but I can do that in our next live. Next time we do the updates, what I'll do is I'll go over this with you, which is basically the leadership program. If you are a leader, when I say leader, I mean like you naturally lead. Nobody has to tell you to take initiative. Like you may not be perfect at what you're doing, but you're willing to learn. that you can take instruction well, and that you're okay with your mistakes. Like, leadership is really a very vulnerable place to be. And I want to emphasize this because leaders are also people who, we lead by example. One thing I will tell you though, and this is what I'm looking for, and I want to make this very clear to my community members and to people who are in the community atmosphere, right, in the market. If you come to the W.I.N community and you have leadership, which a lot of us are ready for, right? Let me know. Let's evaluate that, because the way we're expanding and the way we're growing, there's such a need, right, for us to be involved in our local cities and to use community to elevate. The thing is that we want to find where you are so that we can include you in that process. So for a lot of leaders that have maybe been in our Facebook groups, that may have been around our community members, and maybe you've not found the place yet, but you have something that you're doing that we can support, and you may want to talk to one of our leaders in our local cities, if they have one, about leadership. That I want people to start that conversation. I also want us to start actively looking for leadership opportunities, because one of the biggest things about W.I.N is that it empowers you to be a better leader. Empowers you to be a better leader, and also being around other people challenges you to be a better leader. Sometimes when you're not showing up, like for me, I know if I don't show up a certain way, people will be like, Allegra. So if I wasn't at leadership position, I was hiding, that wouldn't happen. So I think like leadership is something that we have been instituting in our programs all the way. But I'm looking for more leaders. I'm looking for strong individuals that want to use their philanthropy to empower other women. Right? That's really where I'm at. And shout out to our volunteers, because we have had some volunteers pull up, because leadership is not an easy feat. It's something that you have to be ready for, but most importantly, you probably already are doing it. But if you're not really being a leader in what you're already doing, and you're not really sure how to step up in the W.I.N community, we can probably walk you through that process. Mentorship program is really going well. Shout out to Sarah for creating all these programs for us, including everything from SOPs to the videos to the landing page outlines, and making sure that people are well informed. The groups that she's doing, like, this is absolutely amazing. So go shout her out. Let her know any questions that you have about mentorship, ambassador program. We have ambassadors that are coming up, but they're becoming leaders very quickly. So if you are an ambassador type, like you're like, I don't really want to be a leader, but I would love to support, then we want to welcome you into that program as well. You do have to be a leader to be in these programs. I mean, you do have to be a W.I.N member to be in these programs. And that's the part that I think is the extreme perk, is because we teach you so much in these programs on how to be effective, that when you invest in yourself, right, you pay attention, and your donations are always going to fuel more of your success. And so from the ambassador program to the mentorship programs to the volunteer program, which is the newest one, and I love my new volunteers. I love how they're showing up, how they're pulling up, how they're masterful in what they do. And so the more that we're growing, y'all, the more people that are coming into the community, I want you all, if you've been here for at least a month, at least 3 months or so, I want you to welcome them in with open arms. I want you to talk to them about whatever you struggle with. I want you to start connecting and showing them how to connect. I remember we used to have rooms where I used to say, hey, everybody give everyone hearts. And it was a no-brainer. Nowadays, it's like, maybe. So we have to get back to the heart of it. We have to get back to it's about community, and things will be hard. But if we really talk about the hard things, exchange ideas on how to create solutions around them, I think that we'll be just fine. So that's what I wanted to do today, is just bring you some community talk, some updates. And I'm going to get off of this screen. I'm going to stop my share. Let me get this. Okay. And in the meantime, just, letting y'all know the pledge is here. So if you go around Atlanta and you see these around Atlanta, they're mine. I've been flyering all around Atlanta. So we have a lot of pledges that we have to give out. That is part of our fundraising campaign, because a lot of people don't even realize that we've been doing fundraising since last year. And without fundraising dollars, without, memberships, we wouldn't even be here. So I appreciate every single dollar that comes through to empower our mission. Of course, these are our flyers. Shout out, like I said, we are putting these around all around Atlanta. Like, we have Broadway Diner and all of their cousins. And then also we have created a sponsor packet for all of the individuals who are really empowered to, put their dollars where they want to be more exposed to our community. Also, we have, and I'll show y'all too, because now that I'm here, I like my book. I love to make like these little books. I don't know about y'all, but I'm big on binders. So this right here is the book that I use to stay organized. And I laminate everything. I don't know how y'all do, but I laminate everything. So here in this area, you can sign up to be a speaker. So if you still want to sign up to be a speaker, we have space for that. We have had interest, but in order to be a speaker, we have to make sure that you qualify as well. So if you've seen some of the call to actions and you haven't filled out the form to be a speaker, then you need to do that now. Okay, I'll put some of these links and drop them in the comments. We have everything from $150 sponsorship all the way to a $10,000 sponsorship. So depending on where you want to get the most value. We have a la cartes. We have the directory listings, which is really, like, I'm so elated about that. And the W.I.N vendor exhibit, the one thing that I did not express about that, because that's happening on that Friday before the weekend starts. I mean, that Thursday before the weekend starts for the conference. So for our W.I.N vendor exhibit, it's absolutely complimentary to anyone who comes. Now, as a vendor, that means a lot, because when people are, there's no gatekeeping, there's no middleman, there's nothing stopping them from coming and supporting you and showing up and, just getting what they need, then that's really a highlight for a lot of people, especially in the September month. So y'all listen. So I have to get out of here, but here's what I want to do last before I go is shout out to Keys, and Keys, one of the vendors. I'm really inviting her out to the W.I.N exhibit. So basically, at the W.I.N exhibit, you're going to see vendors like this. Okay, so I actually let you can hardly see it because it's so bright. I let some of my family members taste it, and they said it was absolutely amazing. So this it's all about the consistency. Yo, I love Keys. Y'all can't see it, but I'll drop that link. But just shouting out people as well. Shout out Indie Collective, Malia. She's going to be interviewing with us soon. Thank you for my goodie bag from this weekend's Women's Makers Mark from the Girl to Girl community. And I'm getting her on because one thing that we do are girl to girl collaborations. Y'all, I need a nap. Or community to community collaborations. That's one of the things that we do. And so, I was so excited about it because we just got out of the room with Tara Garrity, and Tara is like, basically, like, she came back with the heat, right? And so we've been doing community collaborations that's allowed us to keep up with other communities like the Hager UK Club. And being in that room today, it was really, really nice to get that feel of support and success all in one place. And so I just shout out to her. But we are going to do one with Girl to Girl. I'm speaking it out there. Malia is going to be interviewing soon, so you get to know her and how she created this fabulous community for women who needed to sell their retail and now are thriving. Also, shout out to this woman, something about spice. So I was very impressed by this because one of the things, if y'all know, I'm a health advocate in a way. And I was making apple cider vinegar shots, but I just could not bottle it properly. Like, I'm like, how do I get the right bottle? What do I need? And so as I'm speaking to her, I was like, do you charge a consulting fee to help people bottle? And, this is some of the things I think networking is so important because you get to meet people in so many different capacities. And she was one person that I met that I'm like, I'm going to buy her seasoning. And it tastes delicious, by the way. It's all-purpose seasoning. So I was saying, like, to her, I said, I'm going to buy your seasoning. I said, but I want to get to know more about you. I want to get to know more about, like, how we can connect. And so that's what it is all about. All right. Listen, we have been here long enough. I'm going to let y'all know community updates are every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to join the community as a member, I want to make sure that you get an opportunity to do that. That link will be in the comments after this live. So just make sure that y'all look into the comments after the live. Also, I want to make sure that those projects and programs that you are very much involved in those, because before you know it, somebody gonna take your spot. And somebody gonna take your spot. And for me, y'all know how I am. I'm very competitive. So I'm going to put also the projects, the WIN projects and programs. I'm going to put the links for that down there so that way you can join us in 2024. And make sure that you know exactly what it is that you want to do in those projects and programs in advance. It could be a workshop. It could be joining a survivors panelist. It could be a discussion about health or a seminar. It could be a live stream. It could be Clubhouse room. We have so many different avenues. And we also are looking for professionals in all of those projects to make sure that we can bring the right information and advice to the women in our community. All right. So I've said enough. We are definitely 2 minutes over the hour. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Y'all have an amazing day. And make sure if you have any questions, DM me now, get it out. Otherwise, it may be too late later. All right. Love y'all. Bye.